It's past midnight on a lonely highway in the Philippines. A lone motorbike slices through the darkness, its headlight the only beacon for miles. Suddenly, a shadow darts onto the road. The rider's heart skips a beat as he braces for impact, but nothing. The figure has vanished into thin air. This isn't just another ghost story. It's a real encounter caught on camera, one that left even skeptics speechless. What did that rider see on the road that night? Stay with us as we unravel the chilling mystery in Ghost on the Road, the motorbike rider's encounter. Late at night in the Philippines, there are roads few dare to travel. One such road lies on the outskirts of Cagayan de Oro City, a stretch of highway known among locals for its supernatural reputation. Generations of villagers have whispered about strange sightings here. An enigmatic white lady who flags down vehicles only to disappear, the restless spirit of a man who died in a crash, or phantom lights that beckon then vanish. For years, these stories were passed off as folklore or the imaginings of tired drivers. But in recent times, something happened that reignited those fears. Eyewitness accounts poured in, and a viral video stunned viewers nationwide. In local news and on social media, people have recounted encounters so eerie they defy explanation. Could all the legends be true? Tonight, we delve into one rider's experience on this deserted highway, an experience that he and thousands who watched his footage will never forget. Our story takes place on a humid summer night. The Gusa Highway outside Cagayan de Oro lies silent. No street lights, no houses for miles, just an endless ribbon of asphalt cloaked in darkness. The time is around 3 a.m. An experienced motorbike rider embarks on his usual route home, unaware that on this night, the darkness has something waiting for him. The rider, let's call him Marco, has driven this road dozens of times before. He's comfortable cruising at night, with only the beam of his motorcycle headlight guiding him. On this particular early morning, the air is heavy and warm. The paved road snakes through thick groves of coconut trees and patches of mist that gather in low-lying areas. The only sounds are the steady hum of the engine and the crunch of tires on occasional loose gravel. As Marco accelerates through a straight stretch, he notices something odd. The usual chorus of nocturnal insects has gone silent. The night feels unnaturally still. He shrugs it off, chalking it up to the roar of his bike, scaring critters away. But then a sudden chill washes over him, a cold shiver that cuts through the tropical heat. He briefly glances at the digital thermometer on his dashboard. The temperature has dipped inexplicably. Marco feels the hairs on the back of his neck prickle. Something about this stretch of road feels different tonight. Just ahead, an ancient bolete tree looms on the roadside, its massive roots crawling over an abandoned concrete mile marker. Locals have always pointed to this tree as a hotspot for paranormal activity. As he approaches it, Marco's bike sputters, just a tiny hiccup in the engine that makes him tighten his grip. The headlight flickers for a split second. His heart skips, but the light returns and the engine steadies. Probably just a small glitch, he tells himself, refusing to let fear creep in. Suddenly, a faint sound cuts through the silence. Marco thinks he hears whistling, a single, eerie note that seems to come from the darkness among the trees. He eases off the throttle, eyes scanning the roadside. To his left, the high grass sways, though there's no breeze. Did something move there? The headlight passes over the spot, nothing but empty road and tall grass bending slowly back. He swallows hard and presses on a bit faster now. Marco tries to steady his breathing. Focus on the road, he thinks. He turns the music up in his Bluetooth helmet speakers to distract himself, some classic rock tune he usually enjoys on rides. But even the music can't calm his nerves. He's alert now, every sense tingling. The road begins to curve, and his headlight stretches its light around the bend. For a moment, the beam catches a figure standing at the roadside far ahead, a silhouette of a person motionless. Marco's heart leaps into his throat. What is someone doing out here at this hour? He murmurs under his breath. He blinks and the figure is gone. Empty road once more. Was it an illusion? A trick of the light? Marco feels a tremor in his hands, but keeps riding, now more cautiously. He rounds a curve, slowing down, peering into the gloom where he'd seen the figure. There's no one. He shakes his head, trying to clear these thoughts. This is just exhaustion, he thinks, a tired mind playing tricks. But deep down, he knows something is very, very wrong. Beads of sweat form on Marco's brow, but not from heat, it's from anxiety. He decides it's best to get out of this area quickly. He accelerates, the engines rumble, echoing off the trees. The road ahead straightens out again, a long dark stretch where he can see about 50 meters in the headlights' glow. He focuses intently on that illuminated patch of asphalt, determined not to glance at the shadows playing at the edges of his vision. Then it happens. Out of nowhere, a human figure lunges onto the road, directly in front of him. It's just a few meters ahead, impossibly close. For a split second, the figure is caught in the center of his headlight beam. Marco can see it clearly now. It's a man, face pale, eyes wild, clothes tattered. The figure's edges seem blurred, almost translucent. Is that fear on the man's face, or a twisted grin? Marco can't tell. It all happens in an instant. He has no time to react. At 60 kilometers per hour, collision is imminent. Instinct kicks in, he yells, yanking the handlebars to swerve. He braces for impact, expecting the awful thud of metal against flesh. In that split second, 100 thoughts explode in his mind. Is this real? Why is he here? Am I about to die? Whoosh! The bike slices through the figure, as if it were made of smoke. Marco hurtles forward, struggling to keep control of the motorcycle after the wild swerve. His tires wobble, but miraculously he manages to stay upright. Heart pounding out of his chest, he pulls over 100 feet down the road, skidding to a shaky stop. His breaths come in gulps. Did that really just happen? For a moment, Marco just sits there, helmet on, eyes wide behind the visor, trying to process the impossible. Adrenaline surges through him. He quickly turns his head, looking back down the stretch of road he just traversed. The faint red glow of his tail light barely illuminates the asphalt, and beyond that is nothing but darkness. He expects to see a body lying on the road, or a person stumbling in the distance. There is no one. The road is completely empty. Shaking, Marco dismounts and fumbles for his flashlight with trembling hands. He shines it back toward the spot of the near collision. The beam cuts through the night, illuminating the pavement and roadside bushes. Still nothing. No blood, no skid marks, not a single sign that anyone was ever there. It's as if the figure never existed at all. He calls out, voice cracking, "Hello!" The night answers with silence. Not even a rustle of leaves or a chirp of a cricket. Marco's mind is reeling. Did he hallucinate? Or did he just encounter something not of this world? At this point, fear overwhelms curiosity. Marco knows the longer he stays, the more likely whatever he saw could come back, and he's not sticking around to find out. In one frantic motion, he hops back on his bike and kicks it into gear. With a final panic glance over his shoulder, he tears off into the night, the motorcycle's engine now roaring at full throttle. Marco doesn't stop until he reaches the safety of the next town, where streetlights and the first pale signs of dawn begin to appear. He pulls in at an all-night gas station, body shaking as reality sets in. The most terrifying moment of his life just occurred back on that road, and he has no explanation for it. A concerned gas station attendant notices his ashen face and unsteady hands. When Marco haltingly explains what happened, he expects to be laughed off as crazy. But instead, the attendant nods grimly, as if the story is a familiar one. In a hushed voice, the attendant asks, "You saw him, didn't you?" Marco's blood runs cold. The locals have a name for the specter said to haunt that highway. They call him the lost soul of Gusa Highway, supposedly the ghost of a traveler who died there years ago. According to legend, this spirit appears without warning in the path of unsuspecting drivers, causing deadly accidents. A chill runs through Marco as he realizes he may have narrowly escaped becoming the ghost's next victim. Word of Marco's encounter spreads quickly. The very next day, he reviews the footage from his helmet camera in the safety of daylight. Frame by frame, His heart pounds anew. The video clearly shows a shadowy figure darting into the road, then vanishing at the exact moment the bike would have hit it. It wasn't just his imagination. When Marco shares the footage online, it goes viral. News outlets pick up the story, and skeptics and believers alike pour over the clip, searching for answers. Was it a clever editing trick? A camera glitch? Or genuine evidence of the supernatural? In the days that followed, everyone had a theory. Many locals were convinced Marco had met the highway's ghost. Some even left offerings by the old Balit tree, praying the restless spirit would find peace. Others whispered it was something darker, perhaps a demon, a so-called fallen angel playing tricks on travelers. Of course, skeptics argue it had to be a hoax or an optical illusion, but even they couldn't explain why no trace of a real person ever turned up. Marco himself is left with more questions than answers. He knows that what he saw and felt was unlike anything in his life. In his own words, "I'm not sure what it was, but I'm thankful I survived it." He vows to avoid that highway after dark for the foreseeable future. His experience has become a cautionary tale among fellow riders. If you must travel that lonely road at night, be careful, and if a figure suddenly appears in your path, don't stop. Stories like Marco's remind us why these legends persist. Whether it was a wandering ghost, a play of shadows, or something truly unholy on that highway, one fact remains: he experienced something truly frightening that night. And he's not alone. All across the Philippines and around the world, there are countless tales of ghostly encounters on deserted roads, of phantom hitchhikers and mysterious apparitions that defy logic. They remind us that no matter how much we illuminate our world with headlights and street lamps, darkness still holds its secrets. In the end, what you believe happened on that lonely road? Was it really the ghost of a lost soul seeking help or vengeance? A trick of the mind amplified by fear and darkness? Or perhaps something beyond our understanding? The truth may remain a mystery, but the impact of that night will haunt Marco forever. Have you ever had a ghostly encounter or witnessed something you just can't explain? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences. If this chilling journey sent a shiver down your spine, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more eerie adventures. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a story when we venture into the unknown. Thank you for watching, and until our next tale, stay safe out there, especially on those dark roads late at night.